Hey guys.
Well, we're gonna go in the barn and talk about some animal husbandry. All right, this is Abe learning how to be an aquaponic boy. He took our stock tank and is blasting through my D batteries. You're just using them all up, aren't you? You put a bunch of stuff in here you caught in the pond.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
What is that?
It's a mud minnow.
This is the bigger one.
Oh yeah.
There's tinier ones. And there's a tadpole I caught and put in here, and I caught him.
All right, let's go over to this cow.
He's like this.
Cool, Abe.
All right, this is a steer. We got him alone because we're gonna butcher him next because he loves to escape and cause trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna eat him. Here, come on, buddy. Come on. Here, cow. Here, steer.
He does not like us.
He keeps trying to escape. Guess he's not gonna come over.
Come on. Come on.
Just getting some grass for the animals so that they don't scream the whole time in the video. Like they're already screaming in the background.
What's that neat hand tool you're using?
Just a little hand sickle. So these are just different varieties of plants that you could call a weed. But a weed is just a plant where you don't. A weed is just a plant where you don't want it. Carts come in real handy if you got any acreage. Extra stalks. Pigs will eat them. Big old sunflower. Look at all these. Some nice mature sunflower seeds. We could grow thousands of them next year.
You can eat them raw right off there.
So sunflowers can be used to protein. They're a good protein for pigs. I'm gonna save a bunch to plant next year. They're also fun to grow because they just look sweet. My pride and joy. Oh. You're gonna bring this to the pigs. They're getting all excited. Oh, baby. Oh, apparently the sheep like it too. Okay, so we can talk about animals now that they're quiet. So we'll go over the pigs first. Simple things with taking care of them. What are you looking at?
The sheep eating the sunflower
So
stalks.
the pigs first, these are all castrated males or females. You castrate the males so that they don't breed the females when you don't want them to. If you have a boar, you keep him separate so that he can breed when you want him to. You control the breeding so you don't have babies all the time. So there's boars. There's always 4 names for every species or animal category. There's boars, sows, barrows, and gilts. So a boar is an intact male. A barrow is a castrated male. A barrow, I believe, yeah. A sow is a proven female, a female that has given birth, and then a gilt is a female that has not given birth. So, boar, barrow, sow, gilt. And then with keeping pigs, you can raise pigs in confinement pens like this. The reason we choose to is because they're very destructive on the pasture. They're good if you have woods, but if you're going to raise them in a confinement area, one, you want deep bedding because they love to dig. They love to dig holes. If you put them on concrete, they won't be happy. Another thing, when you're observing a pig, when they got a nice tight curl, that's something good to see on them. It means they're happy and things are good and they're healthy. Like if a pig gets worms or something, their tail will be like straight and their demeanor changes a bit. So these all look real good currently. And as simple as it sounds, food, water, bedding is the basis of taking care of your animals well. Enough food and enough water and enough good bedding. So you just observe the pen, and this one isn't poopy, but it's getting brown, so they're starting to run out of organic material, so I'll throw a hay bale in. This used to be a sheep pen, which we then put the pigs in because they dig into the waste of the sheep's hay. Because if you look over here, the sheep, they waste a lot of hay. So we'll put a round of pigs in here, and they'll turn it into this, which actually gets it composting and turns it into a better material for gardens. So you can kind of use species in that sense too. Another simple thing or handy thing for most probably people know, but for homesteading is carry a knife on you. Just get in the habit of always carrying a pocket knife. You'd be surprised how many times you use it with packages and all sorts of stuff. And if you ever get in trouble, you got a knife for protection. So you throw a bale of hay in there, they'll eat it, they'll use it for bedding, they'll mix it in. Another fact about pigs is they poop in one area. A lot of people will say pigs are dirty. They're actually more specific about where they poop. They choose a corner and they poop in it.
Yep.
So we throw hay on it and it composts. Sheep and cows, they poop all over. So yeah, that's basically it about pigs. Also, all animals like to be with other animals. If you have them alone, they either get lonely or they become part of your family, which if that's what you want, it's good. But if you're trying to raise an animal to slaughter for food, you always want to raise them together with other animals so they don't become like a dog to you and your family, like a pet. Okay, we're on to sheep here. And like I was saying with the animals, if you don't want to make them like a pet, don't pet them. If you have to process your own animal, I wouldn't recommend to pet them and cuddle with them because you're not going to want to kill them. So I keep an emotional barrier personally because I kill a lot of my animals, and the kids don't, but they don't have to kill them.
Right.
So sheep, same thing. There's 4 names. There's ram, there's wether, there's ewe, and then there's lamb. So a ram is an intact male, which our ram is in the middle there. He's breeding the females that are here. There's a few rams in here. You only need one to breed like a flock of.
That big one right there.
Yeah, that guy. Yep, there he is. He's pretty chill. So a ram is an intact male. A wether is a castrated male. A lamb is a baby lamb.
Sheep.
Yeah, sheep. I guess I don't know the name of a female. That's just an unproven.
Just an ewe.
Well, an ewe is a proven female, technically, I think. But anyways, there's
Maybe
4
it's
names.
just a sheep.
Oh, a sheep.
Maybe.
So they're I guess the things about sheep to know is they eat a lot of grass. They will eat grain too if you choose to feed them grain. They definitely move as a flock. They like to run together, jump together. Like you could scare them all and they all run. I guess that's why when people say don't be a sheep and just follow the system or what everyone's doing, they're referring to because sheep literally just follow. If the guy chases them off a cliff, they all go off a cliff. They don't question it.
Right.
So when you don't want to be a sheep, don't just listen to anyone blindly. Trust God and question man. So, and another fact about pigs is they do not herd well. If you try herding them, they try doing the opposite of what you want. You got to control how you move your pigs, either with food. They're kind of like toddlers. You got to let them think they made the choice, and then they'll do it. They like the swoosh.
They do.
They're making it look good.
It's a huge splash. Okay,
All right. So
let's
anything
move
else
on.
about sheep? Oh, there's hair sheep, and then there's wool sheep. These are hair sheep, so they shed. They do not
Need shearing.
need shearing. We chose that because we use them for meat. If we had wool sheep, we would have to shear them seasonally. We don't really need the wool for anything
Yep.
as of now.
Okay. Move on to cows.
All right.
Hey, Lucy.
So this is a cow. You can tell because she gave birth, or we know. So cows are the same thing, or cattle, or you'd actually call them bovine. They're in the bovine species. So this bovine is a cow. There's cow, there's heifer, there's bull, and there's steer. So this is a cow because it's a proven female. That's another thing about sheep, though. They are annoying. They like to scream at you like that.
In unison.
Goats do that
So
too.
this is Lucy. We just stopped milking her because Buttercup over here had a baby. So now we're milking Buttercup. Right, Buttercup?
Want me to finish going over the names?
Where's the baby? It's blocking her. Trying to get a little shot of the baby here. Sure.
So there's
A
cow,
male.
there's
male
cow,
bull.
heifer, bull, steer. So a cow is a proven female. A heifer is a female that hasn't given birth. A bull is an intact male, and a steer is a castrated male. And
And a calf is a baby.
calf is a baby.
Heifer calf, bull calf.
Yeah, heifer calf, bull calf. Yep. People might ask why you castrate your animals, and it's just to control the breeding. If you get a female bred too young, she could die. That's why you don't want to just have a bunch of young bulls breeding the young females too early.
This is a little heifer female calf, and her name is Tootsie.
And you also may ask why there's so many names for each one. It's kind of like quick farmer lingo. So if I say to another farmer or homesteader, this is my cow, they should know that that means this is my proven female. Or if I say this is my heifer, that means, oh, she's never given birth. She's a young female. Or an old female that hasn't given birth. And then if you say bull, it's an intact. And so you know what you're buying, so you don't have to say all that extra stuff. So, like I said, we keep our dairy cows alone, and they don't get lonely because, well, this one's got a baby, but we see them every day. We feed them every day. We walk them most days. That's Roxy.
Mm-hmm. She goes in there to eat the cow poop.
Roxy eats everything gross. She's a dog.
She is a dog, and this one is currently eating
This is also a
cow
dog.
poop. And she, over there, she was eating a turkey foot.
They're very gross dogs. Then they want to lick your face.
Okay, let's go to another animal. Come here, Mabel. Here's my pretty little girl. Hey, Mabel. This is the boar.
And I mean, their pen's dirty because when it's hot out, pigs are very wasteful with their water.
Mm-hmm.
So you pour water in and they tip it immediately because they want to lay in it to cool them off. So in the summer, their pens get quite dirty, and because they're always tipping the water. In the winter, it's the opposite. They stay quite clean because they're always digging holes and they're always digging holes and making it warm and mixing the hay in. Can you see in there? This is a very large. He's probably, I don't know, what do you think, 500-600 pounds? And those females, so this is our boar. He's with 2 sows, which I think Mike's got to feed them unless they're all looking really stout.
Really chubby.
Yeah, they're looking good, but they're looking like, you can make
Real pigs.
the sows, you can have them a little hungry. A hungry pregnant sow seems to do better with birth than an overweight sow. At least that's what I've heard, and I think we've experienced it as well. But he's breeding these 2 sows. They are probably pregnant by now. I think they've been here a month or more.
Check this so that we can see his whole body.
There he is.
There he is.
He's a big boy.
Charlie.
Probably a little hard to tell how big he is. No one wants to jump in there and play with him, though.
No.
They're harder to castrate when they're this size.
I wish he would turn around. Oh, that was him biting the wood.
Should I throw him some grass?
Yeah.
You can see he's intact.
He's intact.
And he's got some tusks on him too. He's starting to grow. This boar is only, what, 2 years old?
Yeah, he's huge.
So in 2 years, the age of a toddler, they're 600 to 800 pounds, like it's crazy. Pigs eat grass. Sometimes people don't realize pigs will eat lots of grass. They'll eat everything, which sometimes they get a bad rap because they're like, oh, pigs will eat everything, but you can't really, humans eat everything. This is a baby. Is this the one that walks well?
This is Mabel. Yeah, she walks good.
Are
We're gonna bring her.
Are we gonna bring her in?
Mm-hmm.
She walks good. This is our future dairy cow. She is a young heifer right now.
Mm-hmm.
They take a while to walk good. She walks good now because we've walked her a bunch, and she's nice. But when you want to handle a future dairy cow, you want to touch her everywhere and touch her teeth so that she gets used to being touched,
Mm-hmm.
which our kids got no
So that
problem.
she doesn't
Yeah.
pick at you and stuff.
So you just touch her all over and touchy.
I can give her food.
And our cattle are not, or our dairy cows are not just grass fed. We give them grain because we do not have a good enough grass operation where we can have the high nutrient content where they can actually produce any sort of decent milk. So they get grass, they get hay, and they get some grain. If you were to do just a grass-fed operation, you would need hay, grass, baleage. It'd be good to have second cutting hay too. This isn't our full-time gig, so we can't be as good at certain things as we'd like to be, but maybe once we retire into farming, like Tiffany wants to do. A full-time farmer.
Here's some goats.
Yeah.
These are boar goats.
You can get in there. Go in there. Show us the goats, TT.
Take your hood off.
So, this is cow. That one is
Kiki.
that one is a cow.
Which one are we gonna eat?
Done.
None? They look delicious. So I guess you could say these are our pets, even though I'm a anti-pet guy. But Jada bought them. Is Jada paying for their food?
No.
I should start making her.
Well, she only bought one of those goats. The other one is mine.
What, the female?
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna breed her?
Mm-hmm.
But you need a male.
Yes, I do.
Because that's a wether, so he is not intact.
Correct.
He is strictly useless.
Yes, correct. But he's very fluffy.
They're fun.
Yes, pets are useful.
Are they?
Mhm.
I guess. But you could have an actual pet that's useful, like Roxy. She's our farm dog.
But
And, you know, she runs around, she scares animals away. She's like the same color as my hand.
she smells like she was rolling
She
in
smells like
something
junk. She's a good farm dog. Our farm dogs,
She's a corgi lab.
but they live outside for the most part. Stella's full-time outside.
Where's Stella?
She doesn't come in. She doesn't have a home at night. She just hangs around the farm and scares animals away. And when Stella's done, that's who she's going to transfer into, is the outside dog, or soon.
Yep.
And then this one over here. Dogs keep predators away real well.
Yep. And we have lots of cats
Good alarm systems, too, for
for the mice.
people showing up.
We got some piglets. Well, they're not that small, but
Yeah, these are...
pigs.
They're not exactly nice around me because generally when I'm in here with them, I'm catching one of them to do something or sell one or steady. Pigs can be trained into dogs. They're like chubby dogs. You can show this Tiff too over
We
here.
got some chickens.
Here.
Some roosters.
Tiffer.
And we've got ducks. Hold on. Let me show the ducks. Oh, we've got rabbits. Lots of
The
ducks.
rest of the chickens are outside. So a good thing with having multiple species, it can be obviously more work because you have more animals, but what something wastes gets used for something else. So like you got this is our ram extra hay that it
Trying to
wastes,
see how deep it is.
and you throw it in here. So we'll actually use all this ram waste because they don't eat all their hay, but it'll mix in with the pigs, and it's actually good for them to have multiple species feces together because the parasites don't grow when you mix species it helps a ton with parasite control. So there's like a method behind that polyculture system versus monoculture system. Monoculture is just one species, and you have a lot more opportunity for diseases for that species to take a stronghold. Same thing. So it's good to mix like pigs in here, lambs in there, sheep. Then eventually we'll put pigs back in there, and then have chickens roaming around too. Helps with parasite problems. We don't deal with much worms or anything. Once in a while, but not much.
What do you got in those garbage cans?
Dust for bedding. We use dust. Thankfully, we got a trim guy down the road that lets me take dust from them. This is great for the poultry. Trim guy, he makes moldings. So yeah, that's it might look like there's a ton to do here, but once you learn all the ins and outs, it's not that much work. I mean, it's more burdensome because you always have to do it, and there's always something randomly that happens, like an animal gets out and you find yourself chasing an animal, or you forget to castrate a pig in time, then they turn into 150-pound pigs, and then you're like, uh-oh. Stuff like that. So, but really, I mean, if we were to, once everything's in the barn in winter, we probably only have to spend an hour in the morning to 2, depending how detailed we get, and then half hour in the evening. It's not a ton. And then in the summer, we have farm hand help that helps us with the pasture stuff. Either Mike or Ellie Mae. And yeah. But this, you know, homesteading and this type of farming comes in heavy during the summer, hot and heavy, and then what? Do you not want her to do that? Stop touching that.
This is a Mambo fly strip. Look at all the flies stuck to it.
Some are fake flies, though.
No, those ones
Well,
are
these
all
ones
real.
are fake. So yeah, that's a little bit about what animal husbandry they call it. And there's obviously a lot more details with certain things, but
Yeah, and we can talk about more of that in class.
giving them good deep bedding, clean water, plenty of varieties of foods for the pigs is always good. Food, water, bedding, right?
Yep.
So yeah, if you want to venture into things, we would recommend first thing to start with chickens. Those are easy. Egg layers are easy. Meat birds are take a little more detail, but they come and go fast. 8 weeks and you're butchering them. Then after that, pigs definitely, because you can buy a couple feeder pigs. If you buy something that's called a feeder pig or a feeder cow, that means you're just growing it for that season to harvest 6 months to a year later. So we sell people feeder pigs, which would be, you know, a pig about 20 to 50 pounds. They grow it for 6 to 8 months, then they send it to the butcher shop. So that's an easy way to get your feet wet on pigs. Don't be afraid to, if you want to raise 2 pigs, you can do a 12 by 10 stall. As long as you have deep bedding that they can dig in and have fun in, then your pigs are gonna have a blast. Just make sure if you do a pig pen that they can't dig under it. So bury your board 12 inches deep around the perimeter. So yeah. All right.
Okie dokie.
Thanks for tuning in.